Kyle, what's your best shotgun shooting tip for hitting a moving target?
I just recommend when I shoot, I find a bird and I catch up with him and I swing with him till I pass him. Then I get a comfortable lead and I try to make sure I maintain that gap. You know, whatever my lead is, you don't want to stop. Make sure you follow all the way through. I guess that'd be my tip, be follow all the way through. Find your bird and then follow through. Don't stop and shoot in front of him. You're not trying to lay it out there and him hit it. You're trying to swing and shoot the same with him. Same speed. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And I know a lot of inexperienced guys, you can always tell because they'll stop the second that they pull the trigger and they won't continue swinging the gun.
Yeah, they pull the trigger to stop.
Yep, you got it. You got to swing all the way through. And I always think, think like baseball. Growing up, I played baseball as a kid, and I always draw it back to that. Right? They always say swing through, and don't stop swing when you hit the ball. Right? And it's that same concept.
That's exactly right.
It's that same concept. And we've had a few people actually email in, and we've had some comments on Facebook and stuff about choke tubes. So, what choke tube do you recommend and why?
I shoot a cold black pattern master. I like a full choke because when I hit something, I don't want to wound it. I want to kill it. And a lot of times, and I'll shoot after the man's done shot. They'll have one hit and cripple, and he's gonna make it to the grass. He's 60 yards. And it's a long shot. I want all my pellets on target when I pull the trigger. I'm usually shooting at the longer bird because I'm not going to get up and shoot in front of my guys. I let them shoot, and then I shoot either the highest ones or try to hit them before they get in the grass or get away, And the Pattern Master Cold Black, it really does it for me.
Okay. Fair enough. Welcome, everybody. Eric Wilkes here with Duck Hunting Fanatics, and I have on the line with me Kyle Homra from Homra's Guide Service down at Reelfoot Lake, Tennessee. Kyle, thanks again for joining us today, man. We really appreciate it.
Man, I enjoy it.
Well, good. We're happy to have you, man. So moving right along, what are you seeing? What are you seeing down at the lake this week?
Well, we had a pretty big rain come in yesterday, and everybody saw birds. Had a lot of gadwalls show up, and we most blinds averaged 15 to 25 birds yesterday. My blinds and other guys' services as well. It was a good day. People saw ducks all day coming in. I'm not sure where they come from. I guess all the snow and stuff is hitting up north of us. And today when I was hunting, I saw several large groups of white-fronted geese, we call specklebellies, coming in, and some more large groups of ringnecks and some canvasbacks I saw yesterday. So we got a pretty good push this week that started, I'd say, yesterday morning, and they come in all day yesterday. They didn't really move a whole lot today. We picked up 14 today, which wasn't bad. We had a mixed bag, pintails, greenheads, gadwalls, a little bit of everything. But I think it's about to get right, I believe. We're getting several more ducks here.
Yeah, and I know up north, way up north where I am, up in Wisconsin, our seasons are pretty much over. We've got a short time window left here, a couple weeks of goose season, but I'm traveling down to Indiana this week, in the very southern part of Indiana, and I saw down there this morning they had snow, and I saw even in Indianapolis, Indiana, they had like 7 inches over the last couple of days. So that's not too far from where you're at in our reality. So I would say, and I saw snow as far south as Louisville, Kentucky. So that tells me that that's exactly what's happening to you. That weather is affecting them and definitely pushing them a little bit further south. So they made it all the way to you over the last couple of days, and that's great, man. So it should set you up hopefully for a good week. The rest of this week for sure.
Yeah, I got a friend in Indianapolis, the Billy D. Haven. I saw today where he'd been shooting a lot of Canadians in the snow, so I guess they moving up there too. That snow, I believe, is what's driving them. It usually does. Wherever that snow line is, what's pushing them usually.
Exactly. Now, when you're out over the lake, Kyle, what brand and what size of ammo do you shoot and why?
Well, if I was hunting by myself instead of guiding a lot of times, I shoot, 2s and 3s because my first shots would be decoying birds. But guiding, I like to shoot. I shoot BBs because then again, I like to kill him when I'm shooting at him. It's the last shot, I want to hit him good, knock him down. And I shoot Federal, what I shoot, Federal Speed Shock. I don't shoot nothing fancy, just regular Federal ammo. It's been working killing ducks for a long time, and it still kills ducks if you hit him. You got to hit him no matter what you shoot.
That is very, very true. In Federal, I know it's very reliable, and from a shotgun perspective, it's really, in my opinion, one of the cleaner ammos that's out there. And I know guys will argue for this or that, but I'm the same way. I'm a big believer in Federal. It's pretty much all I've ever shot. Anytime it seems like I shoot anything different, I don't know if it's in my head or what, but I always seem to screw up or miss, and then I blame it on.
Yeah, I don't hit. That's right. I go back to my Federals. You're exactly right.
That's just what I do. It's just how we roll. So, well, and I know you guide a lot, quite a bit during the week too. So when you're hunting from a blind, and obviously you've got clients with you, you've got a little bit of a hunting party out there with you. How do you set yourself up, and how do you set your clients up to shoot safely?
Well, I always have in mind, the safety of the situation. I won't call a shot real low down on the end. If I do, first thing I do, when I get in the blind first thing in the morning, before we ever load a shotgun or anything, we have, just like they do on the job site, we have a safety meeting. All right, guys, here's what we're going to do, what we're not going to do. You don't sit and click your safety on and off in my duck blind. You click your safety off when your gun's headed to your shoulder. Then if it goes off, you shoot the air. If you sit clicking it on the floor and it goes off, you shoot your buddy. It's pretty serious, And also, when we're shooting ducks, we tell them you shoot from 10 to 2 in front of you. 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. You go up and over, you can shoot 10 to 2 behind you. If he's on one end or the other, you let the end guy shoot. Don't try to beat your buddy to it and ring his ears so he can't hear. When you get 50, you're not going to be able to talk to him because you're going to have his ears blowed out.
This is true.
You just got to be respect what's going on. And excitement, there's always going to be an excitement factor, so you got to cover all your bases because people get excited, they tend to do stuff they wouldn't normally do,
Yeah, they get excited. They get a little bit of a rush of adrenaline, and the heart rate comes up, the blood pressure goes up, and they get excited. And you're exactly right. You ever had any close calls out in the field? And I'm sure you have. As a guide, you've seen it all over the years. The second part to that question is, how'd you respond to make sure it doesn't happen again?
I had a guy one time been hunting for a long time. He was probably, I was younger. I was a kid. I was guiding my dad. I might have been 17, 18 years old. I don't know if I was grown up yet or not, but it had come a freezing rain, and there was some ice on the shooting step up. And me and my brother was out in the decoys, we'd hunt the whole ice. The whole lake was frozen, and we kept a hole open in the ice, and you take your decoys up every night, where you can just break your hole out the next morning, and the wind blows the ice to the side, then you put your decoys back out instead of having to fight the ice through your decoys. So we were putting out decoys, and the greenhead was coming in there. It was shooting time. The greenhead was coming in there. We never get no hurry. We had that hole in the ice. We usually done pretty good. But we put out 15, 20 decoys, get in there and kill 5 or 6, and then pick them up, put out a few more decoys. Anyhow, we was putting out decoys, and this greenhead come in, and we heard a little commotion, and a gun went off. Of course, they was all startled. Me and my brothers in the boat, and my dad's in there in the blind, and we're like, "Is everybody all right?" Nobody said nothing. "Is everybody all right?" Nobody said nothing. Finally, my brother says, "Is anybody dead?" And then they was kind of startled. They was like, "Oh no, we're all fine." So, it really wasn't much you could do. It wasn't nobody's fault. It was the excitement factor again, and it was the freezing rain and stuff. It had fell the night before on the shooting platform. It hadn't been chipped off or cleaned off, or the salt hadn't took effect because it was so cold. And, just the combination of 2 or 3 things. Now I make sure my shooting platform, I cover it. It's going to be freezing rain. It's not ice on it the next morning if I can keep from it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's something that stories like that, you can kind of laugh about them now, but at the time, it's really a pretty serious, matter. And
we're just lucky it was only, yeah, it went through the front of the blind right there, above the hole of the blind, thank God. And it didn't hurt a soul. It just scared the living daylights out of everybody.
Yeah, that'd scare anybody. I know I've been in that situation. I was out guiding some guys. We were on upland birds, and I got two rules when I'm hunting, when I'm guiding over upland birds, and rule number one is the gun's always pointed up, so you don't shoot the dog. Rule number two is don't shoot the dog. And
Yeah.
I had a couple of young guys with me and teenagers, and it was their first or second time out hunting. They were pretty much brand new, and all I heard was shoot, and I heard another guy go duck, and all I'm doing is jumping after my dog, hoping they don't shoot my dog, and I just see this kid swinging his shotgun right over in front of me, and I'm just on the deck, just praying I'm not going to get blasted as this pheasant's flying by. And been there, done that, man. You know, you know, they're war stories, they're wounds, and you know, a lot of times they end up being scars that you never forget, and you make sure you're never in that situation again. You know, and so
Right.
but you know, I wouldn't trade it. It's a good learning experience, and you know, thankfully nobody got hurt, and thankfully I don't think that those two guys, I don't think that will ever happen again, and they'll ever be in that situation again either, right? So thankfully we had some smart people.
No, that's good that it happened and come out in a clean deal and got a good lesson out of it, you know.
Exactly. They got a good scolding after that by myself
Yeah.
and by their dad at the time. And you know, they definitely, I know, took it serious, and I appreciated that the father at the time was right there and yelling at them and don't shoot. And you know, you never wish that situation on anyone, but they do happen, and all you can do is chalk it up to a learning experience, and thank God nobody got hurt, right?
Exactly.
Well, awesome. Well, thanks so much again, Kyle, for joining us. Once again, I've got Kyle Homer on the line with me from Homer's Guide Service. Kyle, give everybody your phone number real quick. Tell them how to get a hold of you.
It's my phone number is 1-731-335-0764. It's Kyle Homer at Homer's Guide Service. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, web page, reelfootguides.com. Just look us up, follow us. We'll be killing ducks if they flying.
And I know the weather this week, especially, I know for a lot of you, it's probably hard to get down there this week, but if you are having interest in traveling and getting out to Northwest Tennessee, definitely look up Kyle, book a hunt, let him know, mention Duck Hunting Fanatics so he knows that you came through our community, and he'll hook you up good and show you a good time. So thanks again, Kyle. Appreciate your time, my friend, and we'll catch you next week.
All right, buddy. Thank you.